to your March 2018 horoscope. It's a big month this month. First of all, your ruler Mercury goes retrograde on the 23rd of the month. So I'd like to suggest that during the first 3 weeks, you do your best to back up your hard drive, take care of any technological issues before Mercury goes retro. Make your travel plans if you can beforehand. And also deal with any important paperwork. So contracts, leases, agreements, negotiations, all those kinds of things. Do your best to complete them before the 23rd, if you can. It's a busy month this month, lots happening up there in the planets. So let me break it down for you. The month starts with a full moon in your sign, Virgo. So happening in your first house. This is shining a light on you, and because there's so much happening in the 7th house, it's to do with you and your relationships. The balance between you and what you're giving and taking and feeling in terms of relationships. With it being a full moon in your sign, in your first house, this is a really good time to look at how you feel about yourself emotionally. When you think about yourself, what do you think when you look in the mirror? Are you seeing the beautiful you? Are you looking at your eyes? Or are you just looking at your hair, or, you know, whether this clothes look right, or does my bum look all right in this? Those kinds of things. Or are you looking at the essence of you, getting in touch with what the essence is? And that's what this full moon is shining a light. It's like shining a light on you. Bringing the hidden parts of you out into the open, maybe sharing more vulnerability. Sometimes you can be quite protected, Virgos, you know, you're a bit nervous about who to trust. But sometimes if you're not vulnerable, you don't open your heart, then you can't have the joy and the playfulness in the relationships that you'd really like to have in your heart. These are all things to think about. And on the 7th of the month, we've got Mercury and Venus going into your 8th house, joining Uranus there. This could bring about a deepening of a relationship that you're already in, going deeper, exploring intimacy. Intimacy is a big subject for you this month, I feel, simply because relationships are coming into play in a big way. And really, how can you open yourself up to being closer to people, not feeling lonely anymore, not feeling isolated, for those of you who do from time to time. It can also be a very good time financially. Somebody may help you, invest in you. You might get offered a grant or sponsorship for something. Or you might get into a partnership with somebody and do something that is a collaborative project. And also your spouse or partner might get some good news about a job or work or finances in some way. On the 17th of the month, we've got a new moon happening in the relationship house for you, Virgos. So this is shining a light, new beginnings for relationships. As you begin to open you begin to open you to different kinds of relationships. Doesn't mean to say that you've got to change your relationship, you know, get a new one. No, you can change an existing relationship just by you making the internal changes in you. It can bring you somebody new into your life, a new romance, a new business partner. These are all possibilities here with this lovely new moon in your 7th house. On the 18th of the month, we've got Mars coming to join Saturn and Pluto there in your 5th house. This has everything to do with taking action, about bringing some creative spirit into your life. So you might say, I've been thinking of starting this business, but you haven't, you've procrastinated, shall I, shan't I, will I, won't I? No, it's time to stop analysing everything now, Virgos, like you're prone to do, and to take action. Maybe it's something that you enjoy doing, maybe it's something musical, maybe it's artistic, sculpture, making jewellery, clothes, fashion, colours. There are so many different ways, cooking, gardening. There's so much out there working with animals, but it's about bringing out that creative streak in you and taking action. So you might be entertained. It's a good time for doing anything cultural, going to a concert, an art gallery, something like that. But once again, doing something, not thinking about it. That's really important with that Mars in your 5th. On the 21st of the month, we've got the Sun coming into that 8th house, shining a light for you on how can you really work with the workings of your mind. What goes on? I mean, you've got a really fast mind and it really doesn't tend to stop, does it? And especially as we've got on the 23rd, Mercury going retro in that house as well. It's time to really look at what you're believing, look at what you're saying to yourself. Are you being kind to yourself? And if not, why not? So time to re-examine your thinking patterns, and especially with anything connected with money and finance and your value. Really seeing the special value and your uniqueness that you bring to this world. And on the 31st of the month, we have got a full moon in your 2nd house of money, of finance. So this is shining a light for you on your finances. Maybe there are some changes to be made, some upgrades. Maybe it's time to pay off some debts. Maybe it's something coming to fruition. It's like, hey, you know, you get the bonus, you get a gift. Something happens because you've been working at it. Maybe you've been visualizing it. Maybe you've been working very hard on a project and it really now blossoms for you. So that's your month ahead, lovely Virgos. Thank you very much for your comments. I read them all. And for subscribing and sharing. Bye for now.